Hey, this is Matt with KCR Radio. I'm sitting down with Soupy from the Wonder Years. Just want to talk to him for a few minutes, just see how it's going. I already said it was Soupy, but just say what you do in the band.
I sing in the band, and do the interview today.
All right, so this tour's been going on for like almost a month now. How do you think the reception's gone with all the fans? Just tell us how it's been going.
I think as far as that goes, it might have been our best tour ever. I'm having a really good time. We're seeing a huge reaction in a lot of cities where we've seen only small reactions before, and it's good to keep up that pace. We always want to be growing, so it feels like this is a tour we're growing on.
And it seems like a good lineup for you guys. You're kind of right in the middle of both of the bigger name bands. Comeback Kid and 4 Years Strong, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome too, because it's just, we did a tour with Comeback Kid earlier this year, and we did a tour with 4 Year earlier this year, so it's like, oh, here are all my friends already. I do know everybody.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, what number, how many times have you been out here on the West Coast?
Let's see. It's probably the seventh time in California, something along those lines.
Okay. So what's your favorite thing? Because I know it's a big change from Philadelphia. So what's your favorite thing about the West Coast?
Oh, it's gotta be In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out? Okay.
It's gonna be In-N-Out Burger.
Is there anything that rivals it?
Let's see. The entire West Coast, not just California.
Yeah, sure.
Muddy Donuts in Seattle, Voodoo Donuts in Portland, Sombrero, which we're going to after this, right across the street. And then the fact that most of our team is in LA, our agents there, our labels there, our old labels there, the guy that does all of our photos is there. Mm-hmm. Plus a ton of our friends are out there as artists and tour managers and people that we've, other bands we toured with before. So whenever we come out to LA, it's like the guest list is huge because it's just so many of our friends.
For sure. So the Upsides came out back in January.
Yes.
And there was a reissue on Hopeless.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago.
So how do you think the reception's kind of been for that CD since it's almost been a year? Just kind of take us through how it's maybe changed the band and how you guys have grown since it. Because I know at least on the internet, a lot of people are saying that this may be their album of the year and things like that.
I mean, it's not something you expect either.
Yeah.
You write the best record you can, and you hope for the best. I mean, I was confident in the record. I knew that if we were marketing it to thousands of me, that would be well received. But you never know how someone else is going to receive something.
Oh yeah.
So we put it out with the best intentions, and we worked really hard to try to make sure it was in every spot that it could be in, and everyone knew that it was coming out and when it was coming out and could get their hands on it. And we saw really good first week sales, which was awesome, just to kind of prove that we could do this and that we were a band that could hold our own. And from there, we've seen the Upsides touch a lot of people's lives, and we get a lot of messages, and we meet a lot of people who say it's an important record for them, mm-hmm. and it's an important record for me. Yeah. And I'm exceedingly proud of it, and I'm excited to start writing the follow-up.
Mm-hmm. Now, for you, is writing, do you just sit down when you need to write the record and then start jotting down lyrics, or is it something where you and the guys, you're constantly coming up with ideas and just riffing out? And
we've been trying to constantly come up with ideas, and for Upsides, there was a period of a couple months before the record where, once a week, twice a week, maybe Casey and I would get together, or Matt and I would get together and try to work on some stuff. And I was writing stuff just in the shower. You have a lot of downtime when you're living a normal life.
Yeah.
You kind of, there's time to yourself. But that all disappeared, and there's no time to myself at all now, or for any of us. So we've been trying really hard, and I have a book that I've been filling with lyrics, and you'll come out to the band, and I'll find Casey out here with a guitar every once in a while, and Matt will try to do it in the dressing room. But it's a lot harder to, I don't get to take a 40-minute shower when I get in the shower, and then all of a sudden I have a great idea and sit there for the next half hour fleshing it out while I'm out bathing. Mm-hmm. Showers are 5 minutes. You get in, and you get out, and the next person gets in, so there's still hot water. Mm-hmm. There's no long bike ride when I can, kind of reflect on the day and think about how I can put that into lyrical form. I've lost all those opportunities to write, and so we have to find new opportunities, and it's proving challenging, but we've taken the next 2 months off after this tour, and we're gonna write a record. And I'm confident that we're gonna do what we need to do with it.
Okay, cool. So, kind of take us through the process for you guys. Do you mostly come up with lyrics before you hear any type of guitar, or do they come to you with some material and then you start writing? What's like the formula?
80% of the songs have started by me having a melody in my head and some lyrics that go to that melody, and kind of boisterously singing them to the band, and then they try to make sense of the nonsense that I just sang to them and fit it into a song format, and then we kind of build from there.
Okay. And I know
I'm kind of a big picture guy.
Yeah. I've read in some interviews that you guys literally were in a basement for when you wrote this record.
When we wrote Upsides was in, I used to live with my ex-girlfriend, and we had a really small row home in South Philly, and we wrote the whole record in the basement. It was like, maybe if you put this van next to this van, that would be the whole thing.
And so, do you think that helped, or was it kind of difficult, there all the time?
It was good, because we were, we didn't drive ourselves insane. If we were hitting a patch where nothing was coming, we could always go upstairs and relax for a while and, order a pizza. And then if it, 8 o'clock at night, all of a sudden I had an idea, we could grab the guitars and work on it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It helped. It was like I don't know, it was good to have a space to create a record inside of.
What would you say is one thing that a new band trying to do what you guys are trying to do, what do you think there's one thing that they should avoid? Like what's one pitfall that they should try to avoid? If there's one thing. Or maybe just one really, just any tip, one thing they should know.
Don't take up so much space at the merch table. I was talking about this with my friends the other day. You'll play a show and there'll be a local band and you'll get there they got there early and they have the whole table taken up with this decorated felt tablecloth, and there's 2 T-shirts on it and a couple CDs, and it's this huge thing. I'm like, we have these racks. I need space here. I don't know. I think everything is about being respectful and economical, and
being willing
that always bugged me.
And then probably being willing to lose some money, I would think. When
well,
you're
I mean,
starting out.
obviously that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, you have to be willing to lose a lot of money. You have to be willing to play a ton of shows where no one gives a shit. You have to, and then, you have to be doing it for the right reasons too. I think when you see a band that starts to become let's do this, let's make a ton of money, and it's so easy to see through.
Mm-hmm. And then they fizzle.
And everyone sees through it, and it dies out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like what you're doing, and if you don't like what you're doing, everyone's going to pick up on that. It becomes really obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So like what you're doing, prepare to lose a lot of money and time, and don't take up a lot of space at the merch table.
Number one reason. So on Absolute Punk, I've seen you kind of reply to a few things on there, but a month ago when the reissue came out, it was you could post how the Upsides changed your life, or post something about the Upsides that's helped you, and they were going to randomly pick someone to get a pack with the CD and stuff. So I was just wondering if you read any of those and how that made you feel, because there were hundreds of replies on that.
That was amazing. And the thing that was kind of a bummer about that is that it was happening while we were in Australia, and so we didn't have consistent internet access, so I wasn't able to keep up with it really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I was borrowing my friend's cell phone over there and be like, let me use your iPhone a minute, and would try to read a bunch of them as quickly as I could. And it was but I think that it was cool. Yeah, it was cool for kids to be able to get that out. That wanted to say something, and it's touching for us to read that we've had an impact on so many people's lives. It's also kind of slightly stressful, because what if we fuck up? You know what I mean? What if you don't like the next thing I do? It's a lot of weight on my shoulders.
Yeah, because you go from relatively unknown, and now this might build up some pressure for the next release.
People are taking this advice, but I'm not qualified to give advice. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist or anything. I don't even write an advice column. I'm not even Dear Abby. I'm just a kid. I guess I'm old now, but I'm just a dude. We just wrote some songs.
Yeah, unless you sat down knowing that people were going to respond like this.
Yeah,
I'm writing for a bunch of kids.
No, I was writing for me. I was having problems with a bunch of things, and I wanted to kind of explore those problems and extrapolate them and see how I can make things better for for myself. And it just ended up kind of lining up with a lot of other people's lives, which is rad and awesome, but a little stressful.
Yeah. All right. And so just to wrap it up, what do you think? What is success for you guys as a band? Like, how would you define success? Just for you guys, and do you think you guys have made it, or?
Success for me would be if we can continue to pay our student loan payments on time. That would be great for me. And make sure I don't default on those or my cell phone bill.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta make money.
Yeah, those things are nice. I mean, it's not about making a lot of money. I don't think I'll ever be able to by doing this band, I can't imagine myself owning a home.
Yeah.
But hopefully soon I can start paying rent at my friend's house and living in his spare bedroom. That would be good for me. I mean, I guess that would be success.
And you think you guys will just be doing this until you're not doing it for the right reasons anymore? Is this something?
Yeah,
you want
we'll
just
do it
continue
until
doing?
we hate it or everyone hates us.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
One way or the other. This jazz fusion record that we're writing right now is really gonna speed
really?
that process along now. Well, the next 20 Years record is gonna be a mixture of a jazz fusion kind of thing, and then just the heaviest just dark black metal.
Okay.
So we'll be all over it.
So Black Dahlia Murder.
And then and also a lot of power violence.
Okay. Dang, I'm stoked now.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
All right. Well, that's all the questions I have for Soupy over here. This is Matt with KCR Radio. Unless you got anything you want to add at the end.
We are doing some shows this winter. We're playing the Upsides front to back. We're doing a bunch on the East Coast, and we're doing one at Chain Reaction in Anaheim right before we record a new record. So hopefully I'll see somebody there.
And go buy the CD right now.
Yeah, you can get it right now if you want it. Or on iTunes. Actually, this is probably on the internet, right? So they can just literally click the iTunes link.
Yeah. Right.
Perfect. Do that.
Go buy it.
Well, if you want. I don't want to pressure you in anything you're not ready to do.
All right, so this is Matt with KCR Radio. Check us out next.